Yo, kinfolk and skin folk. For the newbies, you are in the right place. And for our returning family, hey, welcome back. We missed y'all. But y'all already know this is the Life Be Life in podcast. And we are hosted by none other than the vivacious, the intelligent, the versatile, the squishy gangster herself, Mimi, the goddess. Yeah, yeah. And she is flanked by none other than your favorite fat freckle man, the big dog himself. Ooh, your favorite coach's favorite coach, Splash Charles. So let's get straight to it. Y'all already know holiday season around this time of year, man. Once it get cold, the two big holidays come up. Well, for most people, it's the two big holidays. For a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, it might just be a day off. But listen, whether it's Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever it is, unless you're a person who just don't fuck with holidays at all, 9 times out of 10, you got a couple of holidays that you're gonna have to deal with in this season. And with that in mind, we're not just going to talk about holidays. We're going to talk about traditions today, y'all. Because, we do live in a more contemporary era where, traditions are damn near frowned upon. Everybody trying to, remix it and undo. And to be honest,
What's wrong
some
with that?
traditions can, I'm about to say, some traditions can go. Some traditions can go. Some
Out of here,
traditions can
baby.
stay.
I'm joking. Get rid of all of that shit. I ain't with it, but
Some
go ahead and say
traditions
it.
can stay, and some we can create some brand new joints. You feel me? So we finna get into that today. And if you've been here before, you already know that 9 times out of 10, I start with my lovely co-host. Give me a tradition. Let's start off with the traditions that we finna get up out of here. Give me two, at least two traditions that you currently deal with that you ready to get up out of here. Talk to us, Misha.
Bruh. I mean, we need to do away with Thanksgiving as a whole. I'm
Ooh.
sorry. I'm sorry. Like, first of all, and let me just caveat this with I am one of those, prodigies of a family that believed in cooking big dinners, you know, catering to the entire family, house full of guests, probably making more than what you need or can eat, um, spending 3 and 4 days prepping and cooking. I remember from high school to college till a couple years ago, and I spoke on this matter on the podcast a few times, where I had literally either spent my evenings in high school helping my mom at basketball practice, coming home early from college, taking off days from work to help prep and cook. Now my grandmother was one of those big holiday lovers, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year. That was her time. So I think my mom's trying to carry that tradition on, or legacy, if you will. But she was, taught the same way. But a couple years ago, when I realized how my mental health was behind that and the anxiety it gave me and the stress it puts on me, the resources that I have to allocate to it, I just kind of was like, Black people macaroni and cheese ain't that good, and mine is deemed the best, and it ain't that good. So I just kind of was like, fuck all this shit. And then after doing keto, I was just kind of like, I can't even eat half of this stuff anymore. Like my body just doesn't allow for me to eat a grandiose plate of like. Nah, we used to go. I remember finding these Chinette platter plates like this big to hold everything on one plate. That's some fat shit. But my family was like, ooh. And I just was like, we need to figure this out because this ain't cool. And I just kind of was like, hey guys, I'm tapped out physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. And really, I'm tired of y'all tapping me out financially. So y'all got it. I'm willing to do this. And I guess because normally I always say that and then end up stepping up when people don't. It was like, oh, so she's standing on business. You're damn right. Because I done told y'all I don't even like these holidays. But out of sheer, want to see happiness and joy and, family quality time happening, I went along with the get along. But personally, it's never been a thing for me. Thanksgiving or Christmas. I can't stand either holiday. And I try not to be a ruiner because I know like that's kind of negative in a sense, but I feel like the whole sense of those holidays and the tradition behind it is a farce and really the meaning of it is lost. So I really can stand to do away with it. Or can we start cooking some different food? I remember one time we did, seafood. We did one time we did Italian. And it was like, man, like I can rock with this for real because yeah, and it's to the point where I'm so lazy about it now. I go to my best friend's house since 2020. I've been going to my best friend's house like, what you need me to do? And she'd be like, can you make the macaroni and cheese? And this year she asked me to make mashed potatoes because I made some for a girls' night I did. And everybody was like, what the fuck is in these mashed potatoes? I was like, ancient Chinese. So I was like, I'll make it. I'll make them no problem. But it's like, that's a grand step down. Like it's all the way scaled down for me. When I went from the last couple of years, she been asking me to fry a turkey. That's normally my brother's forte, but I was like, it's easy enough. So like, I did it once, and they were like, you better do it again. So I was just like, hey, look, I ain't frying no turkey this year. I don't even like turkey that much. Matter of fact, I don't kind of like turkey at all, but unless it's jerked or something. So it just was like, yeah, I just want to do away with all of it, but I do have respect for folks that it's a thing for them. It's a thing for them. And Christmas. I really want to do away with Christmas. I'm cool. Like I really wish we could okay, so that's gonna be what I would want to incorporate. So I'm gonna wait. But Christmas. I just want to do away with Christmas because I feel like that's another holiday or tradition in which the meaning behind it is lost. And I knew I was really over it when last year I didn't even go see my nieces and nephews open up gifts. I was like, I don't care. Don't matter to me. Like I didn't go to the family Christmas Eve event. I just was again standing on business. I'm over the holidays. I really don't think that it's our tradition as a people.
Oh,
And
ooh,
I
that's
mean,
a bar.
I can get into it,
That's
but
a
I'm not gonna
bar.
really get all the way into it. But
I
it's
can't
not
even argue.
our tradition as a people.
That's a fact.
And I can really have meals with my family. I'm cool. Let's do soul food Sundays or something like that's what y'all really want to do. That's more our thing. You know what I'm saying? We can have a family dinner once or twice a month. I would prefer to, chop it up with y'all on a regular basis anyway. Why gotta be a holiday for us to spend
Say that
time
for
and
the
have,
next question.
camaraderie? Oh,
Say that for the next
but
part question. You getting ahead of us. You getting ahead of
okay.
us.
Christmas and Thanksgiving, holidays, the fuck out of here. Matter of fact, I would do away with winter completely if I could.
That's
Not my
real
time of
crap.
year. Not my time of year. So, however you want to rank it, winter, Thanksgiving, Christmas. The fuck
That's
out of
real
here. I
crap.
don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need
I'm with you with telling Winter, get the fuck out of here.
it. Man,
Not with that season at all.
at
I get the
all.
purpose of it. I get the purpose of it, but man,
I hear you, Lord, but
you know
damn.
what I'm
I'm like,
saying?
no, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, it's
Not a fan.
inconvenient. Not a fan. Not a fan. Um, all right. So for me, I empathize with both of those situations. Um, but I'm gonna keep Thanksgiving, but for sure, the gift exchange at Christmas. Let's get it out of here. Let's get it out of here. I'm gonna speak
That's why I say Christmas as
specifically.
a whole.
I'm gonna speak specifically because I feel like if you got rid of the gift exchange at Christmas, Christmas would look a lot different. Maybe, maybe like how you said, the purpose of it is lost. That maybe if we wasn't so focused on, spending so much money for multiple people and things like that, then maybe we'd still actually have that feeling that okay, I can't wait to go over grandma's house and kick it with cousin such and such. I'm calling cousin such and such to make sure they coming. Oh yeah, what I mean, I ain't, my brother from out of town, you know what I'm saying? Aunt so and
Right.
so. Oh man, Uncle Big Dog coming through. You know how he gonna be. I
Right,
might as well
right.
go ahead and get my little two step ready for when he start getting liquored up.
Yeah,
I
busting
mean,
ass in spades and slapping
I'm
dominoes
saying
on the
old
table,
enough.
you
I'm
know?
I'm old enough to get at the spades table now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's the kind of
Yep.
things that it's like, yeah, you know, like you said, the purposes of these holidays and stuff like that, as opposed to the commercialized things.
Yep. Very
So
commercialized.
I think if you got rid of the tokenized gift giving part, where it felt so mandatory, then yeah, maybe you'd be able to
Yeah.
salvage Christmas. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, people would be there more for the purpose. So I would like to take that away. Um,
Yeah.
and I almost did what you did, and I almost got to something I'm suggest
I
later
know.
on.
It's,
But because it normally go hand in hand.
it's,
Uh,
it's habit, right? Because they go hand in hand.
but the other thing I'm gonna get rid of, and this ain't gonna score me no points. Um, I'll say I'll say at this point, get rid of Valentine's Day. At this point, get rid of
Ooh,
Valentine's Day.
Brody, yes.
Um, I'm gonna say that at this point because honestly, it's too much nasty work going on behind it. First of all,
Nasty.
there is the commercialized part that interferes with all these holidays, right? But then there's the whole thing where it's like it's a beef out of it. Like why are we beefing? Why are single people beefing? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh well, this is a holiday. You're supposed to love yourself every day. So if you want to treat yourself a little special on Valentine's Day because you ain't got nobody, I ain't finna knock that. But sitting there feeling like you gotta announce it to everybody, like because you kind of have to have some kind of validation or you have to feel like you have to participate as opposed to just like, well, if you don't participate in Valentine's Day too, that's okay. That's okay. But I feel like it's a lot of pressure too. So like it's not even like kicking single people or nothing like that because you got people in relationships where it causes undue pressure. You know what I'm saying?
It
The whole,
does.
oh, you should be loving your partner every day. Of course I should. Um, that's a fact. However, if I want to treat her particularly kind this day, if I want to use this as an excuse to go out on a date this day, what's the problem with that? And just the fact that like you have so much beef behind that, you got couples really fussing at each other, just because this day came around, and this day really doesn't play into your relationship 9 times out of 10. Like
Man, that
it,
be
it,
cracking up
it doesn't.
laughing.
It just seems like it's just an arbitrary weight to carry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because 9 times out
Yeah.
of 10, I don't feel like the couples in these days look forward to Valentine's Day. I just don't. I feel like maybe one person
Mm,
does out of the majority of these situations. I feel like maybe one person does. Hell, half the men
yeah.
don't even feel like Valentine's Day is for them.
Bro,
More than half the men.
because
Most men don't feel
it,
like Valentine's Day is even for them. So
they
if it's
don't. And
supposed to
it,
be about love and cherishing each other if you're in a relationship, then what's the point in that if only one person matters? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I feel like
Yeah.
at this point we could stand and do away with it altogether.
Yeah. I be cracking up every year seeing the man talking about, and vagina is not a gift on Valentine's.
Because it certainly ain't. Because it certainly ain't.
Oh,
Because Lord
shoot.
knows when your birthday come around, you do not want me talking about some yeah, like like Eddie Kane just naked under my robe talking about something. Yeah, you gonna be upset. You gonna be
Oh
upset.
shit!
You
Oh,
gonna be
that's
upset.
hilarious. Yeah, you know
So
what? If
no,
it
it's
was,
definitely not.
if it was number three, that would have been my number three. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
I've
it's
never been a fan of the holiday, and like for me, it's like the only thing I've ever wanted. Oh, and that's cute. Bring me flowers, but it's like I'm the type of female that has the expectation that throughout my relationship, you should bring me flowers on a regular basis anyway because I love flowers. So that's why that's an expectation for me, not just because like, oh, it's cute that you bring me flowers. No, I'm one of those people where that brings me a joy, a happiness. Like it's something tied to that for me. It's rooted for me. So it's just kind of like I used to buy myself flowers. So it's like I don't never ask nobody to do nothing for me that I wouldn't have or haven't already done for myself.
right.
So it's like, yeah, Valentine's Day has never been a thing for me.
It's
Never.
it's been a thing. It's been a thing for us. I wasted my time trying it prior prior to this relationship.
Yeah.
I definitely wasted my time.
And
Um, but
I love the gifts.
you
I
know,
ain't gonna lie. It's cute to get the gifts. I mean, one
yeah,
year he gave me
yeah,
a fire gift. It was like a locket with my grandmother's pictures in it, and it was like
that's
engraved with
tough.
her initials, and like, because again, the flowers thing is from her, and it had like a lily with her. So I was like, oh yeah, this is dope. Like, and
It
it's
is
like I
fun
cherish it so much I don't even wear it. Which I feel like that's bad on me, and it makes people feel like, well, why the fuck am I even buying you this stuff if you're not gonna wear it? But in
because you don't want
hindsight,
nothing
it's
to
like
happen to it. You
it's
keep
like I
it.
don't want it's so precious to me. I don't want nothing to happen to it. I be trying to explain that. It's like
As
it's not that I
somebody
don't
who
want to
buys
wear it.
books that I can't even read, I
Read,
completely understand.
yeah. It's like the same thing with the comics, right? So it's just like I feel you. It's kind of like, man, we're wasting time going back and forth about these holidays in general that are not for us, right?
You know what
They're
I'm
just not
saying?
for us.
It just creates too much tension.
And
It creates
animosity and
an
disdain.
animosity. Ooh,
It's
you
just too
you took the
much.
word I was going for. All of them.
Too much disdain, like
Animosity
the
and disdain.
resentments.
Yes,
Oh, it be nasty work behind that, boy.
for
I remember
real.
one year somebody got me flowers. It was prior to me being married, and like they bought me flowers because again, flowers have always been my thing. And I was like, these flowers they deliver look dead, and I'm calling and getting your money back. And Slim was like, oh, all right. So I was like, why you don't give me flowers no more? He said, you made a nigga feel like he can't do nothing right because you called and said the flowers. I was like, but I just didn't want your money to be wasted.
Real
Like that's
nigga
a lot of money.
response.
Yeah,
Real
real
nigga
nigga
response.
response. And I was like, whoa, that wasn't the intent behind it. I just felt bad because I know you put a lot of effort into it. This really ain't even your thing. Because when I tell you, I actually date hood niggas. Like, so for him to even go out of his way and spend $100 on some flowers and they come looking like this delivery man that took them motherfuckers and beat them on the punch, I was like, yeah, no, I can't stand for this. But that has happened in so many situations in a relationship. And it was like recently I had that happen to a friend of mine for their anniversary. I mean, literally, she marched Jim Jones back up to the floors and all of this, and had the nerve to say to me the other day, "Yeah, but I still ain't. At least you get flowers. I still ain't got a replacement for my anniversary flowers." And I started to say, as a that rubbed they man the wrong way about flowers a few times, that was your fault because you should have just been like, "Babe, the quality of the flowers are not up to par. Let me know what you want me to do. If you want to get your money back, I wholeheartedly appreciate it. But take a look at this. If you're cool with this, then cool. No problem. But I'm just letting you know, like, as a respect for your effort, I just don't think it's matching. Like, I had to learn that the hard way. I just be
That
like, you
that
cool
is
with this? You cool with this? Okay, if you cool with it, then baby, they gonna last 3 days, and then they gonna be in the trash. I'm just letting you know because they not even fresh. So but I didn't say
that is
anything. I
us.
did not say anything. I was like, I
That is
said,
us
well,
to the core.
actually, I did respond. I said, well, I have been there, and I know how it feels to both parties. I said, but at the end of the day, sometimes you have to recalibrate how you handle things in order to get different results. That was my response because I was like, I ain't even about to be specific with you, as my brother would say. He don't say specific, he say Pacific. I ain't even about to be specific with you. You
That's
gonna have
all
to
the
learn
way
the hard way
facts.
because I had to learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's all the way facts. It's got to be
yeah,
100 women in relationships and marriages that got a similar story or the same story because all of us
yeah,
react the same way, man. I can't even lie.
yeah. Y'all
It's
hate that holiday as it is. So for you to have a lack of appreciation, which that's what it comes off as. It comes off as a lack of appreciation. So for
soft.
you to come off like that, it's like, bitch, I ain't never doing nothing else in the way of this. For you again, you can forget about it.
Forget
That's how people
about
be
it.
forget about it. That's how females be ruining dudes. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not
No
even gonna
cap.
lie. Like I definitely have been told, yeah, I be wanting to buy you stuff, but I don't see you wear the stuff I give you, and I be like, it ain't because I was like, first of all, like you don't pay that much attention. I do like be wanting to wear it, but I don't go nowhere. I work from home. Number three, it was like, here comes the bullshit. Hey, you gotta take me somewhere for me to wear
Get
it.
it?
Like,
I was waiting.
so it's
Oh, you know
like,
I was gonna bring it up if you ain't say it.
what you want to do? So it's just kind of like it's
Oh my
twofold. You know what
god.
I'm saying? So it's like please know that I appreciate everything you do, but it might not look that
Almost
way
flip the
because
table. I hate that one. I hate that one. I ain't gonna lie. That's
it's
striking
not.
cool.
It's like because I'm a jewelry lover, so it's like I'm not just gonna leave the house to go run errands in my diamond necklaces, like. And I'm
Oh
gonna have to
man,
pull my Glocky out on somebody because
you
they
gotta
robbing niggas out here. So
you
it's
gotta
like
take
I
me.
get it.
Ugh, ugh.
It's dreadful. It's dreadful, but it's the reality, right? Like I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It's dreadful, but that is the reality. Like a lot of times, some of the stuff that people buy you, it's like men, like you buy a woman heels. Unless you want her to wear them in the bedroom for a specific reason, then you need to say that. But if you wearing them like, oh, I bought you these, gonna know you like heels. But she don't wear heels unless she's going out. So you're not gonna see her in them heels unless you be like, baby, once you put them heels on, do that little thing I like. Like,
No,
I don't know.
it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, so,
It
so
makes
I had to
sense. But
redeem myself because I know that comment is cringe for most men, but
yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, Lord. But no, like you know what I'm saying. So yeah, definitely get Valentine's Day out of here. I mean, like I got some good Valentine's Day memories. I sure enough do. Not even gonna lie.
I do.
We still got a token of our first Valentine's Day together that actually is a
Oh,
legacy gift. I got her a stuffed
mm.
animal. So
Oh,
I got it for her. Our first Valentine's Day. It was a blue bear. So that's his name now, Blue. Um,
uh-huh.
and Blue was passed down to Nick, and now Blue was
Oh,
passed down to Nate.
yeah, I
So you
like
know what
it.
I'm
I like
saying.
it. Meaningful gifts.
So that ended up working out that way. You know what I'm saying. I couldn't have foreseen that being the case, but
Yeah.
fortunately it worked out that way. But like most of the gifts is like they don't work out with such a beautiful story. You know what I'm saying? It could be hit or miss. It's
For
just
sure.
it's just too much undue pressure. Too much undue
Yeah.
pressure. So
Yeah, I mean,
I say
going
do
back to
away with it.
Christmas. Yeah, I mean, gift giving is
And then
bullshit
gift, I about to
anyway.
say the gift giving part of both of
Because
those
time you don't
is
buy people what they want
so
anyway. You buy them what you want them to have. Don't
is
buy me
so
nothing.
heavily commercialized that you got that, like you said, resentment. Like, oh, I got you this, but you only got me this.
Child, I remember one year my sister gave me a student Bible. I said, what you trying to say?
Hey yo,
No shade. It's been the best Bible I've ever received. I'm not even going to cap. Shout out to Lil Meek. But I just kind of was like, so I bought you all of this, like, good shit, and I got a story Bible. Oh, I oh, I But I was younger, and I learned to let that go. Because
oh
one of my
man,
love languages is gifts, gift giving. So I feel like I be all excited about what I do for people in the way of gifts. I mean, you know that. Like we've had that. I'm like,
hmm
ooh, now look what I got type thing. But
yep,
now it's just kind of like I don't even do it no more because it's just not. It don't give the same appeal.
don't hit the
So
same way. Yep, yep,
no, hit different.
hit different. So
Now the
let's
kids,
go.
I gift giving is my thing for the kids though. Like I just bought my nephew's birthday today. He said he wanted to. He saw me post my shoes that I got yesterday. She was like, Josh said he liked those and want those. Say less. Happy birthday, little nigga. Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you
yeah.
adults,
Kids are
I ain't got nothing. Yeah,
way easier to please in a genuine way.
yeah, I ain't got nothing for you adults. Fuck y'all. Respectfully.
All right, so let's go on to two traditions that exist that we wouldn't mind keeping around. What you got for us? Damn, you on E? You gonna get rid of all the traditions, yo? Damn, that's
so
crazy.
I. So here's the thing. Let me explain. Um, again, of the traditions that we do have, which are very few, um, they're surrounded by holidays, which I want to get rid of.
Well, not all of them. You still have other traditions. You
What
still have other
name one?
traditions and customary behaviors. For this,
Give me
for
give me an
example,
example.
for
Give me an
example,
example.
proposing, the man proposing, that is tradition. Asking for your woman's hand, asking your parents' hand in marriage, that is a tradition. So if you're gonna go ahead and get married, making sure that you ask a parent's hand in marriage, that is a tradition. If you're gonna go ahead and get married, making sure that you the dude who proposed and not these women proposing because that has somehow become a thing. I ain't here for that. I might as well just do mine. I ain't here for that. That whole thing with women proposing at all. No, 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 sir. Don't do that. Get up off your knee. Try me like that. I'll be to knock you down. Say, stop playing. Stop playing. You're not gonna embarrass me in front of all these people. Um,
Let me explain something.
another what's another one that don't have nothing to do with holidays? The dedication of babies. It got nothing to do with holidays. Nothing to do with holidays whatsoever. I don't think find nothing wrong with that tradition to whom that applies to. Um, even birthday celebrations. I don't think that's a tradition in and of itself. Singing happy birthday to somebody. Nothing to do with necessarily holidays, although I want my birthday treated like a holiday. So there's things that don't necessarily mean holidays, but you have traditions around them. Damn, you just like
Standing on business.
get
Standing on
them all
business.
out of here.
So
Damn.
here's the thing. And this is why I say, let me just clear this up. I come from a family that don't really have traditions. I, my birthday gets treated like a regular day, unless I say you better make a big deal about it. And I feel like I shouldn't have to tell nobody to make a big deal about my birthday. The proposal thing is an example. Coming from someone who wasn't really like reaching his life goal of getting married. Um, nah, did Art go talk to my dad? Yeah, he did. Did Art do the traditional thing? Yeah, he did. Do I feel like that's a tradition? No, it's what worked for him, I guess, is how I look at it. Um, the I mean, I'm just saying this is how I don't because
Oh, it's
of the
not
way my
tradition for
family
you.
operates.
Gotcha,
It's just
gotcha,
not. I
gotcha.
didn't ever view it like that, right?
Hmm.
The baptizing babies or christening babies. It's kind of like y'all do all that for what? Then y'all get your baby christened and you get godparents, and I take that godparent role seriously. And you don't see these people like me as a godparent, vice as Art as a godparent is polar opposite. No, I'm sorry. Because I take that seriously, right? So for me, it's not a tradition. It's just not a thing. My
Okay.
godchild was literally like my child. Like I knew that potentially if something happened to her parents, I'm potentially gonna have to step in. Like, has
Which is the
she
way it's
spent
supposed to be.
sense of time with me? Yes, so I don't see it as a tradition. It's a way of life. It's a rite of passage. It's a very important
Well,
role we
rite of
play. It's not
passage is tradition. Rites of
okay. You're
passage are
right. So that
tradition.
I probably shouldn't use that term, but a rite of passage is a tradition. But even still, using that term, knowing what I know about rites of passage, we don't really deal in rites of passage. We deal in these worldly traditions, which I'm really not a fan of. Like, so there's not many things that I could say I see as a tradition that I would keep. Um, I really tried to like think on it and resonate with that, but nah. Like, I think people
Okay.
should do what work for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to see that as a tradition, cool. But no, I got nothing. Like I got
Okay.
nothing. Like
Okay.
I got
Well,
nothing.
this is a
This is
judgment free
crazy.
zone. This is a judgment
Yeah,
free
thank
zone.
you.
So
I
I
appreciate that.
understand that.
That's why I love you,
I
co-host.
understand that.
I,
All right.
and again, it's how I was raised. My family is not very family ain't. We ain't family. We don't be doing that. We don't be vibing. We don't be way. No, it's like it's the way you act. Now I don't want to deal with you. Like it be like that. I swear to God, baby. Like if it wasn't for these kids, who you? Who this man?
Mhm.
Hello? Like I swear to God, like we just don't have those traditions. I promise you.
Okay.
It wasn't until I got married that I realized that my family really don't function like a normal family. Dealing with art
Mm.
family, like they got traditions.
Yeah.
Every 4th of July,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody down that jump. Christmas, everybody down that jump.
Yeah.
Like they like family reunions. I would keep that. That's a tradition I would keep. There you go. I got one for you. I would
Okay.
keep
There you
family
go.
traditions. I would keep
Okay.
family traditions, family
Family
reunions, because
reunions.
I feel like
Okay.
family reunions are how families connect, and I'm all about that. But we name how many of those really happen these days. all
Oh,
of
I
the
feel like
elders are dying off. So like the younger generations are not taking that on. Much like these holidays or cooking and stuff. Man, you just heard my mom on the phone. Like, so it's like, is it a tradition or not? Because if it was, you would want to carry it on.
I hear
I
that.
don't know. So it's like, but so stuff like that, the rites of passage type stuff. Like I feel like that's the thing. That's how you get to know your extended family that you don't see all the time. That's how you really see who you connect with in the family and how the lineage is. And shit. When my folks from down in Virginia and Elliott, like you gotta be careful. You might be sleeping with your cousin. You know what I'm saying? So going to family reunions was a necessity. But we don't do that no more. But that's something I would keep. That's
Okay.
definitely something I would keep.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, that's
Okay.
one. If I think of anything else, I holler, but I ain't got nothing for
Wow.
you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna start mine off with summer trips.
See, we
I,
don't
I
do
feel
those.
like granted, it's again, all these traditions don't go across the board for everybody, but there's some that's
Mm,
frequently popular if we're gonna be honest. Um, but yeah, summer trips I think is, especially if you got kids, man. Especially if you got kids, I think that summer trips is a
I
tradition that gotta
agree.
stay.
I
Take them out
agree.
wherever y'all live, man. I understand that finances and funds ain't great for everybody. Listen, I came from a family that didn't have a lot, and I had a hardworking mother. But we had relatives that lived in a couple of different places. I got an aunt in New York,
Yeah.
aunts and uncles in D.C. Even if the family trip can't be to a different place every time, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you ain't got the bread to go to a different place every time. Then, go to the couple of places and maybe that be, the like for us for a little bit, DC was the summer trip. You know what I'm saying? DC was part of our summer vacation for a little bit
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you got, aunts and cousins out there. So there we go. We out there. Shoot, even with y'all, like that was as adults, that was a family trip for
I
us and our
miss y'all
family.
coming
You know what I'm saying? Like that was a thing before COVID hit. Um,
there.
where we used to make sure every year we coming down there, and just about every other year y'all was coming up here. So you know what I'm saying?
It was a
That
swap.
alone, exactly, that alone was, what I'm saying, a tradition. So yeah, especially like I said, especially if you got kids, take them out the environment they used to, introduce them to something different. You know what I'm saying? Put them with them cousins because them cousins be them great relationships. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that's one of them. The other tradition, I'm gonna stand on business in what I said. Dudes, y'all gotta be the proposers. I know marriage ain't for everybody, and not everybody's goal is to get married. That's fine. But for those who do, dude, you go get the ring, you go pick out the ring, and you get down on one knee and propose. It's that simple. That simple. I don't think in any way, shape, or form there's any downside to it. If you got too much pride to get down on one knee, you shouldn't be getting married, brother. You already off to a bad start. You already off to a bad start, brother. If she got to be the one to pick out the ring, I'm going to give you a 50-50 because depending on who you with, you might have to let her do that just to save yourself the aggravation. So I'm going to give that a 50-50. I ain't going to step on y'all necks about that just yet. I'm going to give you a 50-50. But for the women who will at least just give you an idea and allow you to work within that frame or that idea of what they like and what they dislike, brother, go ahead and shop and pick something out. You know what
I
I'm
think that's how
saying?
it should be anyway. Like, you don't tell me what you explicitly want. Like,
I
but
mean,
okay.
it depends. It depends. Like, I wouldn't marry that kind of woman personally,
Facts. Like,
but
we having
there's
problems already, baby.
but there's people who don't mind that kind of woman because they'll say, hey, at least she knows what she wants. You know what I'm saying? At
That's
least I
true.
know to get her exactly what it is she had in mind. I could pick that out and I ain't got to worry about whether or not she like it. Why? Because she told me that's what she wanted from the gate. And maybe that's just how
Listen.
she is in life. That way, you're not going to be able to surprise her with a bunch of things, but you'll be able to get her what she likes and never have to second guess because she already told you what she wanted and you go with that.
You know
I
what's
ain't
funny?
finna judge that couple and that relationship.
I'm
It
not
just don't
either.
work for me. Um,
Yeah.
but like I said, as far as proposals, yes, that's women. There is no need. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to
Yeah,
clown nobody and embarrass nobody. But if you have to propose to your man, y'all off to an awful start. All whoever
yeah.
see this and be like, "But we've been together for 7 years." You are the exception
I
and not
mean,
the rule. Shh, shh. Okay? You are the exception and not the rule. You are not the man. You are the
yeah,
remainder. Okay? Like you're the glitch. 9 times out of ten,
the
that's not
glitch.
the that's not the way it's gonna end up because first and foremost, a man that isn't deciding himself to make that commitment, to make sure that he's
Hmm.
verbalized that commitment, that desire to be with you for the rest of his life, that commitment to one, financially investing in that with the ring,
Yeah,
two, emotionally investing in that with the proposal.
yeah.
Nah, if he can't do that yet, that's I'm trying to tell you, y'all foundation already. It's already shaky,
Rocky.
baby.
Yeah,
Shaky, baby. That's not the route
yeah.
you want
That.
to go. So even if y'all been talking about marriage and you just kind of feel your biological clock ticking, or you feel pressure from society, or you have these things in your head, realize all those things is getting in the way of what you really need to have. You know what I'm saying? That those are outside external forces that have nothing to do with securing your actual happiness. So once you let those get in the way, you already got some bad juju over that marriage. Let that man, let that man go ahead and do what he supposed to do. And like I said, it supposed to do. Any dude who feel differently, eat a dick, homie. Um, I ain't, I ain't finna back and forth with you. We ain't finna lip wrestle. I ain't finna bump gums with you. I said what I
Tongue
said.
tangling. None of
I
that.
none of that. I'm staying what I said, standing on 10, standing on business. If your girl proposed to you and you sit there and say yes, you a bitch ass nigga, bro. Yeah, you a weirdo, and you're not gonna do right by that woman. I said it.
Yeah. I mean, again, I just stand on it. Whatever worked for you, because we just never know, right? But it's not for
No,
me.
no,
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 I'm saying it's not for me. Like I would never.
no,
You know what I'm
no,
saying? I would
no.
never because I just don't
This,
look at that as something that I need to be doing, right?
this
And
ain't.
it's like
That's
even with
nothing
the
that no woman need to be doing it. I'm
no,
a
I said
stand.
that I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. But for me, but
I don't
listen,
listen. It ain't what worked for
that's
you,
y'all
ladies.
life.
Trust
I'm
me.
not getting in that.
Trust me, ladies. Don't allow it. Don't do it. Don't even
I don't. I don't.
consider it.
I don't think you
Take it
should.
off
To
the
be
plate.
honest,
It's no benefit to it. Like just
none,
the reality of it is that it's no benefit to it.
none
It's none.
whatsoever.
It's none.
None
It does
whatsoever.
nothing for your
But
happiness.
you can't tell some of these females
I
that
sure
don't
enough
like
can. They ain't gotta
like.
listen, but I'm just
Okay, you
saying.
can tell them, but they ain't gonna listen. Like there's a
Hey, and
difference.
that's
And you
on
telling
y'all. And
somebody something and them listening to it. Like yeah,
when y'all end up with this on y'all, when y'all end up with this on y'all, just remember, Big Dog told you.
listen, it's not for me. But
Let's
yeah.
go with some traditions that we want to create
So it's
or
funny
swap out for the prior
because
traditions. Let's talk about it.
It's funny because a lot of the things that you say are already tradition. Again, this proves my point. We're not things that my family did. Because first of all, my father don't fly, and he drives like a bat out of hell, so nobody wanted to get in the vehicle. Like when I was growing up, like getting out of town was going as far as Richmond, Virginia, and we probably went only down Virginia. I think before I took my mom on my class trip with me in high school, she had only been as far as Richmond, Virginia, where she was born, and Newark, New Jersey for work with my dad. We didn't take family trips. And for me, I would love to swap out these holidays, i.e., Christmas and gift giving, for experiences. Let me take y'all on a cruise. Let me take y'all on a trip. Let me give you an experience. Like I'd rather spend my money doing that. Like Jackson Gunner's birthday. That's my sister's children. Um,
Hmm.
Gunner has the same birthday as my mom, 25th of January, and Jackson's is February 11th. We're taking a cruise in February on the holiday weekend for their birthdays. Short little 3-4 day jump, nothing special, but hey, it's an experience for them. I feel like we should start using these. government days off, because I don't call them holidays, to
I like
start
that. I
having
like that.
experiences for these kids. You know what I'm saying? Um, I just don't. Again, it's like a tradition for y'all. We didn't do that, so it's like that's a tradition I want to create. You know, we went to
Okay.
Florida last summer, and it wasn't all of us. It was, it was one of them everybody can't go things. Okay,
Right.
well, I told y'all all year this is what I was trying to do. This is what I'm willing to do. I made sure the rooms were paid for. Y'all get y'all flight. We could split the rental car, and we're gonna have a bomb time, and we did. It was my mom, my oldest nephew, my one of my brothers, his girl, and her oldest son, and their baby, and myself. And we had a grandiose time in Pompano Beach, Florida. I took the boys to
Nice.
Miami for a day. You couldn't tell them shit, bitch. They was like, "Who is that?" They gave me an 8 out of 10 on this trip. Two preteens, an 8 out
Nice.
of 10. Mimi doing some real shit.
For real.
Okay, say less. This is gonna be a 10 out of 10 next time. But I want to incorporate that to the point where it was like this year. Um, we went to Ohio. We took 2 vehicles, stayed up there for the week, went to Kalahari. I mean, again, it was one of them, everybody can't go. It was my sister and her
Right.
husband, my mom and my oldest nephew. I took my other older nephew with me again. And my sister's, her 2 kids. And that was it. And it was wrangling them kids alone was enough. But actually, lies. I also took my nephew Josh, my other brother's son. Now I can't take his little brother because he nonverbal, and I'm like, you are a bit
Okay.
much to handle. But we're working on that, right? Don't want to exclude you.
Mm-hmm.
So took them. We got cabanas every day, chilling. Like we had it set. I was like, this is where it's at. So family trips for these raggedy holidays, like 'cause it was like before they going back to school. We took the end of the summer trip last year
Yeah.
before they go back to the end of the summer trip. But
Yeah.
that's something we just started doing, as a family. So now I'm like, let's get these holidays up out of here and go do something. Like I joined Marriott Vacation Club just for that reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm trying to start that tradition. Like, give me your kids. You adults can stay the hell home. I don't like y'all that much. Just give me kids. Give me kids. Um, so yeah, like now that Kaya's older sister, she's kind of in the fold. She just turned 16. It's like, come on, I'm gonna take you too, and I'm gonna pay you for when I need downtime. You take care of these kids, and then my preteens of 12 and 13. Hey, look, take that little one to the bathroom. Don't make me need a break. Like I'm gonna figure it out, but it's gonna be something that I start doing on a regular basis because these kids need to know that it's more than your environment. Like you can get outside of the element. Like it's just other things to do besides the same shit every fucking year. Like
That's a
how
fact.
many electronics you gonna ask for every year, my boy? Like, and I'm a techie, and I'm just kind of like I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't, and I spend money buying gifts for people, and I look up and I'm like, that was a waste. That was a waste.
Yeah.
It's to the point where I just be like, hey, Art, just give me money. I might go pay a bill or something. I don't know. So it's just like the gift giving thing. I'm just kind of not with it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Feel that.
I just don't do it, and that's definitely one of the things that I would like try to incorporate into my
Feel
family's
that.
legacy. But and then the other thing I want to incorporate is the tradition of when these kids are born, they're starting a fucking bank account and a fund for them to start investing and getting them like financially savvy. So when
That's
they
tough.
have to start spending money on stuff like this, they know the validity of the dollar and what spending money means and what you have to go through to use your resources. And like I just really want to make these kids a lot more
Hmm.
educated than we were about a lot of these things. Because man, if
Yes.
I'd have known in my 20s, like, because when I was in college, going to college and high school, my last year, because even though I went to academic high school, we weren't allowed to have a habit. So I had to take dumbass electives because I was in honors AP classes. I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm taking finance 101 and taxes 101. But man, that changed the game for me. Like, because I've been working since high school. And I was like doing my taxes myself. But had somebody taught me about the stock market, taught me the
Hmm.
difference between 401ks and IRA accounts. And yo, I wouldn't be working. The government could suck it. Like, I probably would be like I really be just taking trips and on my bullshit. So like I really want to incorporate teaching these kids, about financial literacy and setting them up from the beginning, like getting them these bomb insurance, life insurance policies
Yeah.
where they can, live off of that. Another thing, stop. I want us to start working as a family to keep the grandma's house. You know what I'm saying? Like what we gotta do to keep grandma's house.
Real.
Because
That's real.
if we had kept my grandmother's house, me and my sister coming out of college, my one of my brothers coming out of college, like it would have
That's
been
real.
game changer. So like, what we got to do to build generational wealth, set you up for success. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really more along the lines of without
No, that's real. That's
yeah.
real. That's very real. Cause definitely I feel like
Oh, and Juneteenth.
yeah,
I love
yeah,
fireworks. But
yeah,
baby, can we start celebrating Juneteenth more? Because it be
yeah.
litty committed to me. I've been doing Juneteenth for the last 5 years. And again, I love fireworks. I don't love the 4th of July. I love fireworks. So I don't gotta have 4th of July for fireworks. They do them at the harbor every week. My business protege told me that. I'm cool with that. I ain't gotta wait till the 4th of July, but I really think Black people, this is what I was talking about earlier. Our traditions, like
Yes,
yeah, let's
yes.
let's make Juneteenth a thing, baby. Like
Let's make
forget all
Juneteenth
of
a
these
big thing.
holidays.
Big
Like let's
thing.
yes, I'm with it. Like
It
I'm with
needs
it.
to
So
be
so
it needs to be nationwide event.
it does. So for where I lack in traditions, I would keep because again, as you can see, for most people, that's what they already do. Family don't have those. So it's like I'm trying to create traditions that for most people are already traditional.
I dig that.
So
I dig that. Yeah, that was definitely number one on mine was Juneteenth. I ain't even gonna
yeah,
hold you. I've been
yeah,
celebrating for quite a few years myself, and I feel better about it every year.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And instead
I
of
get my
Christmas,
kids more
Kwanzaa.
involved every
Let's do
year.
Kwanzaa instead of Christmas. Like I'm good for that. If
I'm
we
not
want to
mad
do
at
little
that.
small gifts, I'm not mad about that. Like it's not a necessity for me. But for those
I'm not
gift
mad
giving
at that
people, let's try
because
to
we
work
we we
Kwanzaa in there.
because we teach our kids about Kwanzaa as well. So, we go through the days and, what I'm saying, every morning, we're using the greetings and, we're going
Yeah, yeah. I
over
love it. I
each
love
day. So,
it.
you know what I'm saying? So it's not like, oh yeah, even though, my wife and her family is big into Christmas, we're not going to ignore Kwanzaa for our black kids. Like, we're not finna do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think we should ignore Christmas for Kwanzaa is what we need to start doing, to be honest.
yeah, I don't, that's a fight I'm gonna lose. I ain't gonna hold you. My wife holding on to
But we
Christmas
need
with
to
with
talk about
with
that. Like we
hands,
need to talk
arms, and
about
teeth.
that.
If I try to take
We need to
Christmas
talk
on her
about that.
graph, she goes, yeah, I'm gonna lose an
See, that's
arm, bro.
like,
I ain't
yeah,
gonna lie
no.
to you because some people
Same
just
same thing with this guy. Like, what
because
is it? What
because some
is
people
it?
just too attached to how their family feels about it. And I could
And
say
see,
that without trying
mm-mm,
to, disrespect her or her
mm-mm.
family because
No, I
she
feel
has her attachments to it when she was growing up and what they've been doing all this time. So it's something she looks so much forward to, especially even as a teacher and
mm,
anticipating the Christmas activity with your kids at school, you anticipating the Christmas activities with Nate. So like I said, it's a battle that I tried to fight early on, and I got knocked out with it. So I'm not getting
yeah.
back in
I
that ring.
just
It's one of those fights that's not worth it to me. Now incorporating
you took the words out of
Kwanzaa,
my mouth.
but incorporating Kwanzaa absolutely is something I didn't have to fight her on. We
Okay,
agreed to that, pretty early on. So you know
that's
what I'm
cool.
saying.
Yeah,
Definitely a cool thing. And I feel you in terms of things that are our traditions, making that a big deal. Um, our traditions for the slow crowd. Um,
our traditions,
you know what I'm
not
saying?
theirs. Ours. Give me 5 on the black side. Shit, baby.
Yes,
Like
man.
the
Uh,
black ass side. That's what Wale said.
but
Yeah, no, I
definitely,
can't do it.
definitely Juneteenth. One that I would like to start is and I don't know quite how to put it, but because it's kind of it's block parties is something that exists already, And that's definitely one that would
No,
have been in
no,
my keep
use the
section as
term
well.
existed because that's another thing that has died out. Those
Well,
block parties, like
I
we don't
won't
do
say
those
they complete.
anymore.
I can't say that because I still see them in the summertime. Blocks locked
When?
off. They're still out here happening in Philly. I can tell you that much.
Well, I feel like
Um,
DC that has been far from. We used to have so many things like that. Georgia Avenue do they Caribbean Fest, like they were block parties. I remember our block used to be blocked off. If it's not somebody coordinating that anymore, and this is what I'm saying, like the elder generation, like that just forces the whole state try to be a tradition. It just wasn't properly passed down. Maybe that's the
right,
problem.
maybe. So, like I said, they exist. They may be hanging on by a thread, but they exist. But what I would like as a tradition to start is for the men in the neighborhood to step out and literally take these kids to do something in this block party. Like put these boys on the grill. Something as simple as that. Put these
Mm-hmm.
boys on the grill. Put these boys on cleanup duty. Give these boys in this block a responsibility to their block. Start out on that one day and then just create that mindset so that these kids have responsibility for their
Man,
neighborhood to their neighborhood because you have kids out here getting blocks tattooed on them, you know what I'm saying, dying over blocks that they mama and them renting and don't even own, you know what I'm saying. What Sauce Walker
yeah,
say, you don't even own your mailbox but you landlord the trenches, you feel
yeah,
me.
man, it's
But
crazy.
it would be different if you actually had an attachment to your block because
And
hey,
investments,
ooh, there we
and
go,
investments,
investment. Because you know
investment.
that when this block party come around, you the one that's you the one that's making sure that the hopscotch thing is drawn out. Maybe you ain't doing it, but you're delegating it. uh, you know that you over in this house working the grill, not just at your house, but Miss Sadie ain't got nobody to work her grill. Go over there and work the
Mm-hmm.
grill for Miss Sadie. You
Yep,
know she live
yep,
by herself and she elderly
yep,
now. Make sure she get a platter. And even if
yep.
you're not working the grill, you could be the person that makes sure that the elderly people have
It's served
something on
food.
block party day. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Because through
Like you
that
said, it's
day,
a
because if
mindset
you're doing
thing.
that every year at a young age, you get to commit it to that notion, to
It's
these people
ingrained
that
in
you
you.
live around. So it's not just going to stop after that. Maybe the first
Yeah,
couple of years you only do it on the block day of the block party. But
yeah,
what's going to happen is you do that your first couple of years at age 7, at age 10. By the time you're 13, you still living there. You and Miss Sadie got a great relationship now. You check on her
yep,
every day. You the
yep,
person who
yep,
making sure that her driveway gets shoveled out. Whether it's
yep,
you, your brother, your homie, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Y'all
Like I
making
said,
sure that it's the sidewalks is salted, even if y'all all getting up and making sure that y'all do that. Y'all got a gang of
yeah,
people off the block who go to other people's block and go get money with the shoveling and stuff like that. You know
it's
what I'm
another
saying?
thing. Yeah,
Instilling responsibility and instilling an invest the desire to invest in your own neighborhood.
yeah, because it
Because
then
I
becomes
know
ingrained
dudes
in
who
you.
do it, because I know dudes who do it for their neighborhood. They make sure that the elderly got place and they make sure that kids is
Yeah.
cool and stuff like that. But you're not involving the kids in the mentality part. You're just doing for
Mm-hmm.
them, which is cool. I'm not knocking making sure all the kids got juices and
Yeah.
bags of chips and stuff like that for the block party because some of these kids is not eating well for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna knock the dudes who make sure they provide for the kids, that they provide the moon bounce and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Not knocking it at all. What I'm saying is I'm asking I would like for dudes to take the next step in involving our children in community service as a tradition. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So whatever you want to build a tradition around. If you want to build it around Christmas and you making sure that you're dropping off cards to every house or whatever, or making sure that they go into the shelter to feed the homeless, whatever it is, I would like the tradition of making sure that you are taking kids and involving them in community service.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Because yeah, like even though I initially said the block party, there's still other things you could do it with. Like I said,
Oh, for
Thanksgiving,
sure.
making sure that the kids know to get ready for the toy drive, or you know what I'm saying, but involving the kids to
Yeah,
do that for themselves, so that they're doing it and holding their people in the neighborhood accountable along with them.
yeah,
Your neighborhood probably change. It probably be dramatically different if you
man.
could get people to be involved in that alone.
Yeah, like I
Um.
said, that's something that
So
has to
yeah,
be ingrained in folks,
yeah.
and
That's why I say you got to start early.
but by way of tradition and mentoring, like more
Yes.
people mentor. Like
Yes.
that's something I definitely miss doing, but I just don't have the time, and it's like I can't. Like there's people like, oh, you mentoring now? You got your basketball protege, you got your business protege.
You
Yeah,
are
and I
on a
don't take
smaller
money.
scale.
Yeah, I am. Like, I don't take money for that, so it's a mentoring thing for me.
Yes, it is.
Like the guy that cleaned my house, he was like, "Can you help me with my business?" And of course, like I helped him start laying groundwork, and then, he went to clean my sister's house, and now like she's gonna help him out on a grander platform, and they're gonna barter services. Cool. Like
There you
it's
go.
like
There
connecting
you
the
go.
resources. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's what I was saying earlier by way of that stuff being instilled in me about the holidays. But it's just to the point where it's like I'm trying to pass that on to the next generation, and they're not receptive. And I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm tired. It's like talking to a brick wall. But if you get them young enough, like you said, that's where the
But you're
traditions can
also
be made and
creating
molded.
new traditions with these
Yes,
trips. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Those
yes,
kids are going to
yes.
remember that the same way I remember my mom did it for me and my brother. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying? And the
yep.
same way we making sure we do something for the boys every year,
Hmm.
same way she did something for us. So yeah, even certain traditions is definitely going to be easier to pass on than others.
Right.
But I don't think that traditions as a whole are bad. I think Mish brings up a very strong and valid point of making sure we're doing more of our traditions as a people, more that are based in our culture,
Yeah.
and our heritage. Um, and I also think that there's nothing wrong with a revision, looking at the traditions you do have and seeing if upholding them
They fit.
truly benefits
Yeah, if
what
it's
you
a
got
fit for
going
your
on.
family.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And if not, doing away with it.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
all it creates
And
is more stress and frustration every year, dash it, man.
yeah,
Dash it. I know
I,
some people,
I
like me said, they don't do the Thanksgiving, they don't do the Christmas because it's too much stress. It's just like,
yeah.
I know a dude, he just go over his uncle's house and watch football all day. They order
Listen,
pizza and they watch football and just chop it
listen.
up and just
If
chop it
you
up.
men want to eat, start learning
His
how to cook.
mom, his brother, and his sister, they all doing whatever they doing, but him, he go over his uncle house because his uncle don't be bothered with the stuff either, and them two just spend the day
Hmm.
together.
Yeah.
But in that in
Yeah.
itself is a tradition. So tradition is
Hmm.
not a four-letter
Yes.
word, people. You just gotta, as Mish said, find the ones that work
Hmm.
for you. This has been
Yep.
a solid episode. We hope y'all got something out of it. We try to keep the concepts grounded and rooted in real life, to stuff that we actually care about.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? I hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I hope you enjoy your Kwanzaa if you're doing Christmas. I hope people are
Hmm.
grateful for their gifts. I hope that you have not lost the purpose of what these holidays or traditions
Yeah.
are even supposed to mean. And we certainly hope that if you black, you start indulging in the black traditions too,
Yes,
okay?
please.
On
Yes,
behalf of my
please.
man A.C.E, our brother, that's who we always be. On behalf
Please.
of our sponsor, Keish with the Cakes, the owner of Simply Nashay Catering. On behalf of my star co-host, Mimi, the goddess,
Thank you.
aka Big Niche. And on behalf of your favorite coach's favorite coach, as I always say, be careful, be smart, be safe, be respectful, be patient, and that includes with yourself. Be kind to as many
Yeah.
people as you possibly can. I know some people make it impossible, and that's okay. But most importantly, every day out, be kind to yourselves. We love y'all. We
Hmm.
appreciate y'all. Feel free to like, share, subscribe to wherever we at: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Eventually, we might do the TikTok thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm
Yeah.
considering it. But wherever y'all see us at, show us the love. We show the love back. We
Yeah.
appreciate y'all, whether it was 5 minutes or 55 minutes, man. Y'all stay safe, stay dangerous
Thank
as well, because it's a crazy
y'all.
city out there.
Yes.
It's a crazy world. All
Man, it's
right,
getting wild out here.
for real. But we love y'all, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. We about
Bye,
it.
guys.